Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Students, today inshallah we will see tabulation of data and parts of a table. Okay, so to construct a table, it is very important to learn first what are the parts of a good statistical table. Okay, so the most simple way of conceptuating a table is to present the data in row and column along with some explanatory notes. Okay, so tabulation can be done using one way or two way or three way classification depending upon the number of characteristics involved. So a good table should essentially have few things. Okay, the first is table number. Okay, so this table number is assigned to a table for identification purposes. Okay, if there is more than one table which has to be presented, it is the table number that distinguishes one table from the another. Okay, and this table number is written on the top or at the beginning of the title of the table. Generally, this table number are a whole number in ascending order, and it is the case when there is more number of table when there is more number of tables. Okay, and also the subscription numbers like 1.2, 3.2 or 3.1 etc are also used for identifying the table according to its location. Okay, next is title. So title of a table tells us or it narrates about the content of the table. It tells us about the content of the table. Okay, so it has to be clear, it should be brief, and it should be carefully worded so that the interpretation made from the table are clear and it is free from ambiguity. Okay, so this title is written at the head of the table. Okay, succeeding the table number or just below it. Okay, next is caption or column heading. So at the top of each column in a table, a column designation is given to explain the figure of the column. This is called as caption or column heading. Next is stubs or row heading. Okay, row heading, sorry. Okay, now same like a caption or column heading, each row of the table has to be given a heading. So the designation of rows are called stubs or stub items, and the complete left column, okay, the complete left column is known as stub column. So a brief description of the row heading may also be given at the left hand top in the table. Okay, next is the body of the table. Body of the table is the main part of the table, and it tells us about the content or the actual data. Okay, it tells us about the actual data or it tells us about the content of the actual data. Now, the location of any figure or data in the table is fixed and it is determined by the row and column of the table. See, for example, there is one table which is given in your textbook, page number 44. See here, if you see the data in the second row and fourth column, okay, when you see the data in the second row and in the fourth column, you can see you have 25 here. This 25 crore females, or it indicates that 25 crore females in the rural India were non-working in 2011. Okay, next is unit of measurement. See, the unit of measurement of the figure in the table, that is the actual data, should always be stated along with the title. Okay, so if different units are there in row or column, okay, so if different units are given for rows and column of the table, this unit must be stated along with these stubs or captions. Okay, so if the figures are large and they should be rounded up, then the thing has to be mentioned. Okay, and the method of rounding should be indicated. Okay, next is source. Okay, it is a brief statement. Okay, source is a brief statement, or it is a phrase which indicates the source of data presented in the table. It tells us from where did you get this information. Okay, where did you get the information which is presented in the table. Okay, so if there is more than one source, then all the source can be written in the source. Okay, so the source is generally written at the bottom of the table. Can you see here? See here, source. Okay, this is written on the bottom of the table. Next is note. Can you all see here, note? Yeah. So note is the last part of the table, and it explains the specific feature of the table. Okay. See, it explains the specific feature of the data content of the table, which is not self-explanatory and has to be explained earlier. Okay, and which is not been explained earlier. Okay. Next is diagrammatic representation, or diagrammatic presentation of data. So the third method of presenting the data is the diagrammatic presentation. Okay, so this method provides the quickest understanding of the actual situation that has to be explained by data in comparison to tabular or textual presentation. Okay, so diagrammatic representation of data translates effectively the highly abstract ideas contained in numbers into more concrete and easy comprehensive form. So this diagram may be less accurate but are much more effective than tables in presenting the data. Okay, so there are various kind of diagram in common, but the most important, or the most used one is geometric diagram, frequency diagram, and arithmetic line diagram. Okay, geometric diagram, frequency diagram, and arithmetic line diagram. Okay, now what is geometric diagram? So this bar data and pie data or pie diagram comes under the category, or comes in the category of geometric diagram. So what I have told you is the bar diagram and pie diagram. Okay, so the bar diagram are of three types, that is simple, multiple, and component bar. Okay, simple bar, multiple bar, and component bar. Okay, so what is bar diagram? We will see that first. Okay, under that first we will see what is simple bar diagram. Okay, so bar diagram comprises a group of equispaced and equiwidth rectangular bars for each class, okay, or category of data. So bar diagram comprises a group of equispaced and equiwidth rectangular bars for each class or category of data. So height or length of the bar reads the magnitude of the data. The lower end of bar touches the baseline such that the height of the bar stands from the 0 unit. Okay, so the bar of a bar diagram can be visually compared by their relative heights, and accordingly data are compared quickly. So the data for this can be frequency or non-frequency type. In frequency type data or in frequency type data, a particular characteristics may see, for example, such as production, yield, or population, etc. at a various point of time or different states are noted, and corresponding bars are made for the for representing the height according to the values of the characteristics to construct the diagram. So this bar diagram are suitable both for frequency type and non-frequency type variables and attributes. So discrete variables like family, then size, grades in examination, etc., and attributes such as gender, then religion, caste, etc., can be presented by the help of with the help of bar diagram. But this bar diagram are more convenient for non-frequency data such as income, expenditure, profit, export or import, etc. Okay. So the picture here what is given is a simple bar diagram. Okay, now we will see what is multiple bar diagram. Multiple bar diagram are used for comparing two or more sets of data. Okay, it is used to compare two or more sets of data. See, for example, income and expenditure, or income and import and export for different years, marks obtained in different subject in different classes, etc. Okay, so here if you can see sales and gross profit of particular year, and also the net profit, sales, gross profit and net profit. Okay. Next is component bar chart or component bar diagram. So component bar diagram or charts are also called as sub diagram. Okay, and it is very useful in comparing the size of different component parts. See, the elements or parts which a thing is made up of. Okay, so it throws light on the relationship among these integral parts. See, for example, sale proceeds from different products, then expenditure pattern, a typical Indian family, components such as being rice, or you can say food, then rent, medicine, education, power, etc. Okay. So this component bar diagram are usually shaded or colored suitably. So here you can see you have a component data which represents each bar is representing two things here: development expenditure and current expenditure. Okay, and it is shaded in different colors. So a component bar diagram shows a bar and its subdivision into two or more, or it is subdivided into more or two or more components. Okay. Next is now we will see how to construct this component data. Okay, a component bar diagram. See, to construct a component bar diagram, first of all, a bar is constructed on x-axis with its height equivalent to the total value of the bar. Okay, see, for percentage data, the bar height is 100 units. Otherwise, the height is equivalent to the total value of the bar, and proportionate height of the components are worked out using unitary method. Okay, so smaller components are given priority in parting the bars. Okay, so you can see here in this diagram, it is the two components are development expenditure and current expenditure. Sorry. Okay, so both this development expenditure and current expenditure has to be added, and to that height a bar is drawn, and then you have to subdivide that bar. Okay. Next, we will see the pie diagram. Now, what is pie diagram? A pie diagram is also a component diagram. Okay, it is same like a component diagram, but bar diagram, bar diagram, this pie diagram, bar diagram you use the bar. Okay, whereas in pie diagram, here you use the circle. You have to draw a circle whose area is proportionately divided among the component it represents. Okay, so it is also called as pie chart. So the circle is divided into many parts as there are components by drawing a straight line from the center of the circumference. Okay, so the pie chart usually are not drawn but absolute values of the category. So the first value of each category are first expressed as percentage of the total value of all the categories, and a circle in a pie chart, irrespective of its value of the radius, it though of having 100 equal parts of 3.6 degree, that is 360 degree divided by 100 each. To find out the angle, the component shall subtend at the center of the circle. Okay, each percentage figure of every component is multiplied by 3.6 degree. Okay. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Okay, this is all about pie diagram. Okay, there is one table given in the textbook, page number 49. Okay, and they have given you the table. It is a distribution of Indian population by the working status. Okay, and they have given you the status, then population, percentage, and annual component. Okay, so with the help of this annual components, I just want you all to try the pie diagram, and I want you all to show me the picture of it. Send me the picture of it. Okay, and if you have any doubt, do contact me, students. Jazakallah khairan.